everybody? My name is Josh Emmanuel. I'm a content creator slash videographer slash cinematographer, and today I'll be showing you how to avoid the same pitfalls I made by mastering color grading as a beginner. Let's get into it. Before we start this video though, I do want to say a big thank you to Dehancer. The Dehancer team reached out to me. I guess they saw some of my content and liked what your boy was producing, so they wanted me to test and try out their film emulation and give an honest review. This video is not sponsored, they're not paying me to make this video, but if you do like what you see, they did give me a discount code that I'll be linking in the description and I'll be putting somewhere on this video. If you like the color grade and you want to purchase something from their website, use my discount code and you'll get a certain percentage off your order. And of course, if you do use my discount code, it does help this channel out for me to be able to produce more content like this. Disclaimer, I'm not a professional colorist. I just do this for fun. But I do get a lot of comments asking how I color grade my videos. If you haven't watched my last color grading video, you should go watch that. If you don't like this color grade, I use Cine per 16 film emulation. Definitely go check that one out. With all that being said, let's get into color grading. So for this color grade, I will be using DaVinci Resolve. DaVinci Resolve is the editing software that I use for everything. I'm also using the free version of DaVinci Resolve today, so you guys don't have to worry about buying the paid version. So the first clip we're gonna be editing is this clip. These kids are getting active outside. It's a lot going on in this clip. It's a lot of different ranges, a lot of different colors, a lot of different aspects. As a creator, I see that this image has the potential to look beautiful. Once you're in the color panel of DaVinci Resolve, you want to scroll all the way down and drag and drop the Dehancer film emulation onto your first node. Some people use multiple nodes before they even touch the Dehancer node. Personally, I'm gonna just keep it simple today and only use one node and do my whole workflow with the Dehancer. I'm not about to read all these different tabs, but as you can see, there's several different tabs you can use to affect your images. If I'm being very honest, I only use about 5 or 6 of these tabs to really get the look I need. For what I'm doing, you only need like 5 or 6 of these and your colors are gonna be chef's kiss. So first things first, we're gonna open that input and we're gonna change our color space. We're gonna change Rec 709 to choose camera. I like to choose my own camera. I feel like that works best for me. I go down to Sony because that's the brand I'm using, and I actually go down to Sony A7 III. I use the A7C, but they don't have that camera on here. They only have the A7C II. The problem with the A7C II is I shot an S-Log2, but they don't have S-Log2 on here when I choose Sony A7 II, so I just go down and use Sony A7S III. Once I do that, again, the format I've been shooting is S-Log2. That's what I shoot all my videos in as of right now, so that's the format I'm gonna be putting. And then we're done with this input tab. We're also gonna turn on defringe. Don't ask me why, I just do that. Film, that's where we get into the nitty gritty. I've actually been using 2 different films, but the first one I started off originally was the Kodak Vision 3 500T. I find this is beautiful. I find it works really well, especially when you wanna get a good little color pop. The one we're actually using today is this new Fuji one I've been using. It's the Vivid 500. This Fuji print profile is amazing. You can also push and pull your film. Right now I'm gonna leave it at 0 though. Film developer, I'm gonna turn that on. In this tab, I usually only use the color boost. Film compression, I turn on. Expand, I turn that on. That's already actually turned on, but I don't usually touch expand. The print is also where we get into the nitty gritty. Print, I use the Kodak 2383 print film. I don't know, it gives you a real cinematic look that I like personally. I also turn on analog range limiter. It allows me to play with my images a little bit more. The color head, I don't usually touch. These are a whole bunch of different colors you can play with, but I'm gonna close that because I don't usually touch that. Film grain, we're gonna turn off right now, but I do use a 35mm. I switched from 35mm to 16mm. For right now, I'm using 35mm ISO 50. I'm gonna turn it off right now just so I can get a better look at my colors before I get everything where it's supposed to be. The halation I also use, I'm gonna keep that off right now. I don't use bloom only because I find that bloom in Dehancer, it might be a little bit over exaggerated. I don't like how it really affects my image, so I turn this off. Film damage, we're definitely gonna turn on. This is like all the little white specks you see when it pops up on the screen. We're definitely gonna turn it on, but just not right now. Film breath is also really nice, but I like to turn that on as well. Gate view is when you get a little shutter of the film. And all this other stuff, I don't touch. I don't touch overscan, I don't touch vignette, monitor, output. Overscan is like if you want your image to give like a Super 35 kind of vibe. I'm good. So now we're getting into the real deal color grading. First things first, I like to play with the exposure. I like to get my exposure correct in camera first before I even put it in post-production, so I don't have to do too much when I get to this stage of the process. I actually don't touch the exposure in the input tab only because it affects the image in a way where I'm not really a fan of it. I actually play with the exposure in the print tab. I feel like it affects the image in a much more efficient way. So I'm gonna turn this exposure down. This is already looking a lot better. I don't like the exposure to be too exposed, and personally, I felt like it was a little bit too much going on here. So I'm gonna turn that down. I like the way that looks, maybe down just a little bit more. Boom, next I'm gonna go and I'm probably gonna up this color. I don't like unsaturated looks. It's a lot of color here and I wanna make that color pop. So we're probably gonna bring that up just a little bit, maybe a lot. And that already looks way better. So as you can see, I've only done 2 things so far and the image already looks better without what I've done so far. And once you add the color, it's like, come on. After doing that, I like to play with tonal contrast, which is in the print, and a couple other things. So right now, I like to turn up the tonal contrast just a little bit. The tonal contrast really gives you to me at least, it really gives me a more depth to my image. And I like the way that looks a lot. All right, so next, we're gonna get into film, halation, and all that good stuff. So the film I use is the 35mm ISO 50, and I like to keep it below 20. The film is added, we're looking good. We're also gonna add some halation. Now the halation is what plays a really big part in making this film look like film. It gives you that nice little subtle red outline. So we're gonna play with different ones. Right now we're gonna play with this Super 35mm one. We're gonna enable it and see how that affects the image. I do like that, but we could use a different one. Actually, I'm gonna go back to the 35 one. I like the 35. It's subtle and it's there, but it's not too much there, if that makes sense. You can actually turn on this max mode to see what the halation is affecting. So if you use these different ones, you can see it's less halation in this one, less halation in this one, and even more halation in these. So that's really all I play with. I'm also gonna turn on film damage. The last thing I do on my images, as you can see, this is a full screen image. It looks beautiful, but personally, it's not my speed. I like to crop the image actually. I feel like it gives you, I don't know, I feel like when I crop my image, it allows you to look into a window of my creative space instead of just like having it all out there, if that makes sense. I like to crop the image, 200 on each side, and then we have the final product. So the second clip is me actually graduating college. If you want to see your boy graduating college, I'm gonna add the tab up here. I did bring my camera to graduation. Like, who wouldn't do that? And it's of the students that are also graduating with me. And as you can see, the image is really flat. We're gonna get into color grading this image. I'm not about to redo everything I just did for this first clip, only because when you're editing, you want to cut down as much time as possible. So for this second clip, I'm gonna right click on the image I've already color graded and go down to apply grade. I'm trying to tell you, but before we even color graded it, you can see this image is very flat, and then we added our color and it just pops. And you don't even have to do too much to really affect this image. Now, what I will do is turn up the tonal contrast. So I'm gonna turn up the tonal contrast a little bit. Yeah. So clip 2 took us less than, 30 seconds. It was way faster than clip 1. The final little aspect I like to do is crop the image. And this is the final product. All right, so our third image. Clip 3, I'm at a photo shoot with my good friends at FFP. If you don't know what FFP is, it's a production company I'm part of. We do a whole bunch of dope stuff. This is one of the dope things we did. We're at a photo shoot for a swim brand. I'm just getting BTS. And this is what the image looks like before I add the color. Tap the clip I already color graded and apply the grade. They look really orange, which is what you don't want. Do like how the shadows are really dark. I like that personally. If you don't like that, you could always up the exposure, but personally, I like how dark the shadows are. So first things first, we're gonna reduce that color because I do not want these people looking orange. I'm gonna take that down and they already look a lot better than they did before. Another thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna change this target white here. I'm gonna change this target white and push it down. As you can see, before I added it, this white is really bright, which I like and which you could also like as well. But personally for this image, I think it looks a little better with a little tint to it. Like I said, the last thing I'm gonna do is go ahead and crop the sides here, and this is the final product. This is the last clip. This is actually a clip of me sitting right here. It's a beginning clip, like a test shot almost, but not even almost, really just a test shot to really get the vibe of the room so I'm not freestyling when I put it in post-production. There's actually not a lot of going on in this image besides this bright orange background. There's only this little headboard right here. My brother's bed is actually right here. I'm actually in my brother's room recording this right now. And the light from the window is hitting this right side of my face, and it's a darker shot on this left side, so I kind of like the contrast. But besides that, it's not too much going on in this clip. It's actually really simple. We're gonna do the same thing. We're just gonna go ahead and add the color grade, and this image looks crazy. We're gonna go ahead and reduce this color by a lot because this background is already really colorful. And we're also going to up the exposure because I'm really dark right now. We're gonna up this exposure. That already looks a lot better than it did before. And then I might add some more color back into it now that the exposure is where it needs to be. Just a little bit more color. I like that. And then up the tonal contrast just a little bit. 35mm.
But you know, what's up? Like I said, use my code Jossie10. Use my code Jossie10 for 10% off your next Dehancer Pro. I'm doing good?
Yeah, you're doing good, bro. You're doing good. So back to the final steps. I think the halation looks really nice. I might up the exposure just a little bit. I ain't really trying to have it that dark. And now for the final piece, y'all know what it is, man. We're gonna go ahead and crop that up. Crop that up real nice. And this is the final product. Thanks for watching, guys. That'll wrap up this color grading tutorial with your boy Jossie Emmanuel. Again, I want to thank Dehancer for allowing me to play with their film emulation. If you do want to use anything from the Dehancer website, this film emulation, they also have other products on there. Please feel free to use my discount code. Again, it'll be linked. Might be right here and it'll be linked in the description below. If you want to see more videos like this, subscribe, like the video, and tell me what you did or did not like about the film emulation I just showed you. Yeah, man. It's your boy Jossie Emmanuel. I'm gonna see you when I see you, man. Be good, be safe, have a good summer, all that stuff. You gonna see me later? All right.